Are we on the brink of something monumental for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Rumours are swirling around a game-changing player who could elevate our blue line to new heights. Picture this: a towering defenseman, known for his skill and physical presence, potentially donning the blue and white. Could this be the missing piece to propel us through the playoffs? Stay tuned, because you won't want to miss how this could reshape our Stanley Cup aspirations. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to keep up with all the latest Leafs news. Seth Jones is now on the trading block, and this could be the answer to the Toronto Maple Leafs' prayers. The Leafs have made significant strides in bolstering their blue line this year, but the sudden availability of a player like Jones from Chicago is a tantalizing prospect that fans should take seriously. This past summer, it was no secret that the Leafs were going to focus a considerable amount of their attention and salary cap space on strengthening their defense. The team had long been linked to Toronto native Christopher Tanev, and when they acquired his rights from the Dallas Stars before the NHL entry draft, it was clear that a deal was imminent. Sure enough, on July 1st, Tanev signed a 6-year deal worth $4.5 million per season. Along with that, the addition of Stanley Cup champion Oliver Ekman-Larsson on the same day has already provided a stabilizing effect on the blue line. However, there's still room for improvement, and now with the Blackhawks making Seth Jones available, the Leafs have an opportunity that doesn't come along every day. Reports from David Pagnotta of the fourth period indicate that Chicago is willing to negotiate Jones, under the right circumstances, of course. They're even open to retaining part of his hefty $9.5 million salary cap hit, which is a game-changer. Jones is set to earn $5 million a season through bonuses until the end of the E29-30 season, which adds complexity to any potential deal. I get it. The Leafs currently have a pressing need for a center, and names like Brock Nelson from the New York Islanders and Yanni Gourde from the Seattle Kraken have been floated. But let's be honest here, a chance to acquire a player like Seth Jones is rare, and it's one that should not be overlooked lightly. If the Blackhawks are willing to retain salary, and if the Leafs can somehow orchestrate a trade involving a third team for additional salary retention, we could see a defensive core that rivals any in the NHL. Just think about it. Morgan Reilly, Seth Jones, Jake McCabe, Chris Tanev, Simon Benoit, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. That's a decor that would not only solidify the Leafs defensively, but also elevate their chances of making a deep playoff run. Now, I know what you're thinking. The term of Jones's contract complicates things. Convincing not just one, but 2 teams to retain salary over the next 5 years is no easy feat. It's an uphill battle, but if it works out, the Leafs could finally break past their playoff frustrations. I mean, can you imagine the impact of such a deep and talented blue line in the postseason? It would be a game-changer, no doubt about it. Now let's take a step back and evaluate. The Leafs have made some good moves recently, but is adding Jones the right call? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, you can't deny the talent and experience he brings. On the other, it's critical to weigh that against the potential cost in assets and future salary cap implications. It's a delicate balance that general manager Brad Treliving has to navigate. The Toronto Maple Leafs are in full-on scouting mode as we inch closer to the NHL trade deadline. With just 48 days to go until March 7th, the urgency is palpable. The team has been spotted with scouts at various games, including the recent matchup between the New Jersey Devils and the Philadelphia Flyers. This is not just busy work, it's strategic groundwork that could shape the Leafs' future. As much as it feels like there's time to make a deal, the reality is that each game can shift a team's direction. The Maple Leafs must avoid the pitfall of a hasty trade that could do more harm than good. There are several teams that are potential sellers, but the landscape is constantly changing. The race for the playoffs is tight, and how the next couple of weeks unfold will be crucial for the negotiating climate. The looming Four Nations face-off break adds another layer of complexity, potentially stalling discussions. One name that has been linked to the Maple Leafs for some time is Scott Laughton. The 30-year-old center would be a fantastic addition to the lineup, especially given his roots in Oakville, just a stone's throw from Toronto. Can you imagine the energy he'd bring playing for his hometown team? Not to mention, he's got the stats to back it up, with 104 goals and 261 points in his career. Laughton's ability to contribute 10 to 15 goals a season would be a significant upgrade over what the current third line can provide. But it's not just his scoring that makes him enticing. It's his all-around game. Winning nearly 50% of his face-offs, averaging close to 150 hits, and playing effectively on both the penalty kill and power play showcase his versatility. While he may not have a wealth of playoff experience, his 9 points during his last postseason run indicate he can perform when it matters. Plus, with a hit of just $3 million against the salary cap for this season and next, Laughton would be a cost-effective solution that keeps the Leafs within budget while providing the stability they desperately need this season. But let's not stop there. The Leafs are also eyeing Morgan Frost, and the connection runs deep. Frost, the son of the legendary PA announcer for the Leafs, Andy Frost, brings with him not just a legacy but a solid skill set. Although he's just 25, he's already carved out a respectable career in the NHL. His stats show an average of 15 goals and 25 assists over a full season, and this year he's on pace with 11 goals and 13 assists in 42 games. What stands out about Frost is his consistency and defensive capabilities. He's almost equally matched in terms of hits and blocks, showing he's not afraid to put his body on the line. At only $2.1 million, he's another budget-friendly option, though he'll be a free agent at the end of the season. If the Leafs can re-sign him, it could turn out to be a savvy move. Otherwise, he may just be a rental, but he still offers a solid third-line center option who has room to grow. Now, as a passionate fan, I can't help but wonder, are these the right paths for the Maple Leafs? Do you think pursuing Laughton or Frost is the best move? Honestly, I'm torn. There's so much at stake, and every decision could either propel us toward that elusive cup or set us back. The pressure is mounting, and with every game the stakes only get higher. And you? What do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Could these potential trades set us up for success, or should the Leafs be looking in a different direction? Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Let's keep this conversation going. Like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop as we follow every twist and turn of this season. Go Leafs!